Okay, so I just wanted to show you this. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about for this speech that I thought were interesting. But the number one thing I think, it's a little lib to say, but god damn it, I can't help it. This just felt like the first time in 4 years. I've used this analogy before. We used it on Sunday service. It felt like the first time in 4 years. You ever ride as a passenger in a car on the highway with somebody? For the last 4 years, it felt like this guy had the steering wheel, right? And he kept turning around to tell racist jokes. And he would like text in the middle of the night on his phone all the time, or he'd tweet while he's driving. And we'd be like, dude, are you going to fucking pay attention? It's like icy out at times. People are dying on the side of the streets. And it feels like Donald Trump's just like, you guys want to hear about what happens when black people try to vote? That's a good one. That's a good joke. And now it just feels like, it's not Bernie Sanders or anything. We're not in a, we're not carpooling in the carpool lane, listening to smooth jazz and reducing our carbon footprint while a responsible driver drives us to a place where we can go protest fracking or something. What we do have is, a minivan. Joe Biden's there. Kamala's next to him. And they're like, and then Joe is like, he turns around to you and he looks right at you. And he goes, before he starts the car, starts driving, he goes, okay, champ, you got to go potty before we go because we're not going to be able to stop until we get there. You good? All right, I'm proud of you, son. Or daughter, or whatever you are. However you identify. I'm proud of you. And then he starts driving, and then you got to listen to his dad rock. And then him and Kamala might have a disagreement or something, but they're like, who cares? And then Joe Biden's going to be like, look, the world's biggest dinosaur in a museum. And then he takes an exit we shouldn't necessarily take, and we get distracted about watching the world's biggest dinosaur. But it's like wholesome and kind of nice, and it doesn't really hurt anybody. It's just a little superfluous lib bullshit. This is that. This is that, right? It's like, it's very Caucasian, liberal. You'll see. Just watch this. Kamala Harris gets to go first. It's going to be nice. By the way, not for nothing, and I know we're not very big ID politics people here on this here channel, okay? I wouldn't vote for Kamala Harris ever if I could help it. I couldn't help it in this case. I had to vote for her. She was on the ticket. If I had another choice that was progressive, I wouldn't vote for Kamala Harris. That said, representation matters. Look at this person who is going to be vice president. She looks unlike, and has the demographics unlike anybody else who's ever had that position in America. That's super important. That's great. Not going to lie, the past 4 years, I'm here for that. I agree. Look, it's just, there, even though I'm not a big fan of her, representation matters. There's a lot of people of Indian descent, of just South Asian descent in general, of African American descent, that just, you feel a little bit seen. And that's great, especially, of course, women. If you identify as a woman, it should feel good. Second highest office in the land. We could get someone better for the highest office. Don't hate Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in the future for that position. Just saying. However, we have a lot of representation happening. Obviously, throughout the other stuff, down ballot, we had trans people, non-binary people, people of color, all over the place. Openly gay. We have, just awesome. So we had openly secular people as well, which is super important. How other many women VPs have there been? 0. There's never been another woman VP, ever. Not once. So it's important. Astro Biasters, thanks for following. Clear the egg. Did we get any NBs? Yeah, we did get one non-binary person. Yes. They were also a person of color. There was a black non-binary person. One Minnesota or something? I forget. Melania wasn't VP. No, surprise. Melania wasn't VP. First lady VP. I forget their name. It wasn't in my state, so these things sort of slick off me. I'm sure someone else can find it. I see so many women VPs in fiction that I kind of forget that. Yeah, never. When Obama was elected president, my black science teacher openly sobbed to class telling us how important it was. And we are in Canada. That's what I'm talking about. It was in Oklahoma. That's right. What was their name? Can anybody give me their name? Yeah. So a lot of good representation. He's called the second gentleman, by the way, Logman. Her husband will be called the second gentleman. Yeah, I mean, again, representation's huge. Not id poll, just representation. You don't vote for someone because there's something, but it helps. It helps representation if they do win based on their merits and policy and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Marie Turner, that's right. Yeah, we are the main character. So anyway, let's hang out and watch this for a little bit. Grab yourself a snacky. Grab yourself a beverage. It's just a good speech. I just want you to soak in how different this is. And forget that in January we're going to have to fight the shit out of this. That's fine. Forget that January comes. There's going to be some stuff that we'll talk about. We'll pick it apart. But for the most part, I want you to enjoy this. Because this is... You should feel reassured by leadership. And this is way different tonight. We could be libs tonight. Wait, who won again? Oh, let me double check. Joe Biden won. Joe Biden beat Donald Trump. Holy shit. All right. Let's do this. So, this is their speech.
In this election, with the very soul of America at stake, and the world
They changed the audio at some point, I believe.
Ushered in a new day for America. To our campaign staff and volunteers, this extraordinary team, thank you for bringing more people than ever before into the democratic process. And for making this victory possible. To the poll workers and election officials across our country who have worked tirelessly to make sure every vote is counted. Our nation owes you a debt of gratitude.
I need a soup.
You have protected the integrity of our democracy. And to the American people who make up our beautiful
that's a little 90s cut.
Thank
like a little,
you
or 2000s
for
cut.
turning
a little big.
out in record numbers to make your voices heard. And I know times have been challenging, especially the last several months. The grief, sorrow, and pain, the worries and the struggles. But we have also witnessed your courage, your resilience, and the generosity of your spirit. For 4 years, you marched and organized for equality and justice, for our lives and for our planet. And then you voted. And you delivered a clear message. You chose hope and unity, decency, science, and yes, truth.
Full mare.
You chose
Q Bigley,
Joe
believe
Biden
me.
as the next president of the United States of America. And Joe is a healer, a uniter, a tested and steady hand, a person whose own experience of loss gives him a sense of purpose that will help us as a nation reclaim our own sense of purpose. And a man with a big heart who loves with abandon. It's his love for Jill, who will be an incredible First Lady. It's his love for Hunter and Ashley and his grandchildren and the entire Biden family.
See, that's a difference. This is a small difference, and it shouldn't matter, but it does. And I think it's just like kind of part of the human experience. The thing that doesn't... I believe Joe Biden loves his family and like appreciates other people. I don't know that I don't know how he is in person, but like that, it just seems like he's like a person, right? And not this like narcissism ball that just is wound up. He's not correct about he's not correct about a ton of shit. He's a lib, and we're gonna have to fight him again when January comes around. Fuck you, Joe Biden. However, you know what? You guys get the holidays, man. You guys get the holidays. It's gonna be way different.
Her ramble was just a
and the fact, Paula Trapp, thanks so much. And the fact that we're like, he's taking an active role in destigmatizing drug addiction just by supporting Hunter. It's like that's such a big thing for me. And as a guy who never had like a very supportive father, it seems almost sus. But I actually I think it's good. I think it's really good. You kind of want that. If someone can be humble and loving towards someone they love, like a family member, you don't see that out of Donald Trump. You did see that out of Obama. You saw that out of George Bush. You know what I mean? Like George Bush is a piece of shit, but at the very least, I know there's a fucking person in there. Donald Trump is just a narcissist. Like he might as well be solipsistic. There's not someone you could talk to. I think you could sit down with Joe Biden and convince him of a thing. You know what I mean? That's all I need. That's all I need out of a person to assume, as long as they're not like a racist sack of shit. You know what I mean? If I disagree with you, but I think that you can listen, that's ideal to me. That's why I like someone like James from Modern Day Debate. We disagree fundamentally on a lot of things, but he's willing to listen. You know what I mean? That's that kind of stuff. He's a little cringy. He's a little lib. Well, he's not really a lib. He's sort of a centrist conservative religious guy. But that's that kind of. He's got that same kind of thing. James's community, however, is dog shit, and he's terrible at that. However, he did listen to me when I told him to get his bullshit together. Live on this stream. I don't think James listens, actually. You don't think so? Maybe you're right. I'd have to talk to James more than that, but...
And while I first knew Joe as vice president, I really got to know him as the father who loved Bo, my dear friend who we remember here today. And to my husband, Doug, and our children, Cole and Ella, and my sister Maya, and our whole family. I love y'all more than I can ever express.
James is dumb. I think James has a little bit.
We are so grateful to Joe and Jill for welcoming our family into theirs on this incredible journey. And to the woman most responsible for my presence here today, my mother, Kamala Harris, who is always in our hearts.
Would Kamala send Hunter to prison for drugs? Probably. Here's the thing, though. I always will give someone an opportunity to grow, and part of their policy, their open policy, is now ending cash bail, ending private prisons, giving clemency to nonviolent drug offenders, and decriminalizing and legalizing marijuana on the federal level. So those four things are very fucking big. If she's willing to, again, I said this on Twitter earlier, you got to give people room to change. What are we advocating for if we're not letting people like change their mind about stuff? If she's changing her mind just because it's politically expedient, and it is, I'm fine with that. I don't have to have her genuinely believe it. I need her to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, it's going to become part of the zeitgeist, and other people will believe it too. That's all that matters. It's a combination of branding and actually doing actual work towards the good things. We'll see if it can happen, and I hope it will, because a lot of those things you can executive order. So,
when she came here from India at the age of 19, she maybe didn't quite imagine this moment. But she believed so deeply in an America where a moment like this is possible. And so I am thinking about her and about the generations of women, black women.
She also has pronouns in her bio, which, again, whether she believes in that or not is irrelevant.
White,
it normalizes it.
Latina, Native American women who throughout our nation's history have paved the way for this moment tonight. Women who fought and sacrificed so much for equality and liberty and justice for all, including the black women who are too often overlooked, but so often proved.
Supposed to be excited for centrism? Wait, are we excited for centrism? What?
They are the backbone of our democracy.
I need the two of you that are doomering in my chat right now to fuck off.
Who have worked to secure
You're not even
and
subbed,
protect
losers.
the right to vote for over
Get that
a
negative
century.
bullshit out of here.
100 years ago with the 19th Amendment, 55 years ago with the Voting Rights Act, and now in 2020 with a new generation of women in our country who cast their ballots
Excited
and
for
continue
non-fascism.
to fight for their fundamental right to vote and be heard. Tonight I reflect on their struggle, their determination, and the strength of their vision to see what can be unburdened by what has been. And I stand on their shoulders. And what a testament it is to Joe's character. that he
Damn
had
right
the
we're excited to fight
audacity
libs instead of
to break
fascists.
one of the most
I'm so
substantial
fucking excited for that,
barriers
man.
exists in our country and select a woman as his vice president. But while I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last. Because every little girl watching tonight sees that this is a
Maizelbub,
country
thanks
of
for your one to Musnik.
possibilities. And to the children of our country, regardless of your gender, our country has sent you a clear message. Dream with ambition.
Use gender correctly.
Lead with conviction. And see yourselves in a way that others may not, simply because they've never seen it before. But know that we will applaud you every step of the way. And to the American people, no matter who you voted for, I will strive to be a vice president, like Joe was to President Obama. Loyal, honest,
Salami
and
over here
prepared,
smelling his own farts.
waking
Jesus
up every day,
Christ.
thinking of
Yes,
you and your
I
family.
am very intellectual.
Because now is when the real work begins. The hard
Shut
work,
up, dude.
the necessary work, the good work, the essential work to save lives and beat this epidemic.
Fucking Christ.
To rebuild our economy so it works for working people, to root out systemic racism in our justice system and society, to combat the climate crisis, to unite our country and heal the soul of our nation. And the road ahead will
What
not
did Biden
be
do as
easy,
VP? He was
but America
he was big
is
on
ready. And so are Joe
foreign affairs.
and
He
I.
was doing a lot of that stuff a lot of the time.
We have elected a president who represents the best in us. a leader the world will respect and our children will look up to. A commander-in-chief who will respect our troops and keep our country safe. And a president for all Americans.
We need to get back to climate corps as soon as possible. That's on the list for first 100 days.
To introduce the president-elect
also reinstating
of the
DACA.
United States of America, Joe Biden.
Can we compare Trump's first speech after this? I'm not watching his fucking speech. Are you kidding me? I feel like in the midst of celebrating Biden's win, we're not celebrating the fact that Putin is dying enough. We will. They didn't show him run up the ramp. They didn't show him run up the ramp. That's a bummer. Putin's dying from Parkinson's disease. This is true. He's stepping down next year. Or at the end of this year. Either 2021 or this year.
Hello, my fellow Americans. And the people who brought me the dance, Delawareans.
I watch different coverage of this. This is a different angle.
Senator Tom Carper down there, and I think Senator Coons is there, and I think the governor's around. And is that Ruth Ann? And that former Governor Ruth Ann Minner. Most importantly, my sisters-in-law and my sister Valerie. Anyway. Folks, the people of this nation have spoken.
Wait.
They've delivered us a clear victory.
I've heard a bunch of people, a bunch of times, they didn't like that moment. Why don't you like him recognizing people? I don't understand. I would shout you guys out if I saw you in the crowd after I won presidency. Are you kidding me? I'd be like, hey, Antipodian Squid, what up, dog? You're from Australia. That's weird. You didn't get a vote, but we win. Hey, what's up? Dr. Gamble over here. Hell yeah. Like, of course I'm fucking shouting you guys out. What? I don't know what kind of standards you have, but over here in Charisma Land, where we have actual fucking personalities, we shout people out. Okay, I don't know. It was a weird thing. Some people were like strange about that. I didn't like that. His brain is melting. Why? What? He was recognizing. That's the opposite of brain melt. He was recognizing people and their faces and correctly recalling their names. That's brain gelatin. That's normal.
A convincing victory. A victory for we the people. We've won with the most votes ever cast on a presidential ticket in the history of the nation. 74 million.
I'll read bit donations at my acceptance speech, yes.
What I must admit has surprised me. Tonight, we're seeing all over this nation, all
Jake
cities
will
and
be
all
old
parts
enough
of
in
the country,
2024, yes.
Indeed, across the world.
I'm
An
31
outpouring
right
of
now.
joy, of hope.
You have to be
renewed
35
faith
by
that tomorrow
Inauguration Day.
Bring a better day. And I'm humbled by the trust and confidence you've placed in me. I pledge to be a president who seeks not to divide, but unify. Who doesn't see red states and blue states, only sees the United States. And work with all my heart, with the confidence of the whole people, to win the confidence of all of you. And for that is what America, I believe, is about. It's about people. And that's what our administration will be all about. I sought this office to restore the soul of America, to rebuild the backbone of this nation, the middle class, and to make America respected around the world again. and to unite us here at home. It's the honor of my lifetime.
I'd be
that
AOC's
so many
VP.
millions of Americans have voted for that vision. And now, the work of making that vision is real. It's a task, the task of our time. Folks, as I said many times before, I'm Jill's husband. And I
Hannah would not be
here.
VP. Do you think? Wait. I like Hannah way too much to make her vice president. What? She would hate that job. What are you talking about? What? She doesn't want that. That would be imagine how stressed she is now. What the hell? You guys don't know shit about Hannah. She doesn't deserve that. She can go retire. Go retire. Go wherever that is that you like to be, inside somewhere, and please relax and enjoy life. I will fix you up with everything. That's what I'm doing. I'm not making you fucking have the burden of the vice presidency. Fuck that shit. You go get to enjoy shit. VP is not where someone with that much stress should be. No way. I can handle stress. Fuck. You guys do not appreciate Hannah enough if you want her to be VP. You need to step your game up. I will. How about this? I'll make Baja Blast Secretary of Science, and then Hannah can just hang out in the White House. But there we go. We'll do that. No, I'm trying to think of if I were to pick any of my friends, like I would want Hannah, like she'd be in my room of people I talk to, obviously, but not like I'll give you a job or something, but there's no expectations there. You can suckle off the teat of the American people. I don't give a shit. Everyone gets one. Yeah, that's someone I would like in my, like, having a conversation about policy or shit with. But I'm trying to think if any of my friends deserve the stress of this. Because I'm the only one that would fucking want the stress. Everybody else is, Hannah could be spiritual advisor. There you go. You want to be my spiritual advisor? Every once in a while, she'll just walk through the hallways, fucking throw a pizza roll at my forehead and go, "God, not real, idiot," and then walk away. It's U.S. election, capitalism explosion, Jake. Oh, he will own it. Yeah, it's Hannah and Jake. Jake will run the country, and Hannah will stream it. The team for the ages is Hannah and Jake. Yeah, Hannah. Wow, that is a lot of lyrics. Hannah gets to be in charge of creating new Hot Pocket flavors with executive orders. Okay, that's kind of slick, actually. I'd like that. Spiritual assistant, $4 million. Hey, no one gets to make more money than the big boy, okay? All right, you can make $1 less than me. Nobody gets to make more. Mac and cheese Hot Pocket sounds lit. I'd eat that. With bacon inside of it? I'd eat that. I'd get after that for sure. Yeah, see? See? Immediately. The Secretary of Interior of Hot Pockets. Poor Sarah. Oh, Sarah would hate being the first lady. Oh my god. She would fucking hate that shit. She'd be like, "I just want to play Destiny and wear sweatpants." God, she'd be so miserable. I would definitely get divorced. We wouldn't be married, but she'd find out a way to divorce me if I was president, because she wouldn't want to deal with that. There's no fucking way. She would, however, love to argue with people on Twitter, so there'd be plenty of time for her to do that as vice queen, as they say. What?
Without her love and tireless support of Jill and my son Hunter and Ashley, my daughter, and all our grandchildren and their spouses and all our family. They're my heart.
Hot
Jill's
Pockets
a mom,
have mac
a
and cheese?
military
What?
mom, an educator. She has dedicated her life to education. But teaching
Real.
isn't just what she does, it's who she is. For American educators, this is a great day for y'all. You're going to have one of your own in the White House. And Jill's going to make a great first lady. I'm so proud of her.
That does sound fine with me, an educator in the White House. Hell yeah.
And I'll have the honor of serving with the fantastic vice president who you just heard from, Kamala Harris.
Spectre, thanks for following.
Who makes history as the first woman.
Pro-Maine,
first
thanks for
black woman,
following.
the first woman from South Asian descent, the first daughter of an immigrant ever elected in this country. Don't tell me it's not possible in the United States.
All right.
It's long
Have you
overdue.
seen the Biden WWE run out gif? Best 10 seconds of my life. Well, second best.
Oh, thanks so much for the stuff, Steve. I appreciate the donos. I will say a lot of this speech is like lib rhetoric, but god damn it if I'm not here for it. I'll take it. Give me lib rhetoric over racist dog whistles.
And we're reminded tonight of those who fought so hard.
Also, his
for
dog's
so
a
many
rescue. That's
years
big.
to make this
Warhammer,
happen.
thanks for following.
But once again, America's bent the arc of the moral universe more toward justice. Kamala, Doug,
Bent the arc of the moral universe more towards justice. Wow.
like it or not, your family. You become an honorary Biden, there's no way out.
I thought that was charming. For the record, I thought that was
All those of
charming.
you volunteered and worked the polls in the middle of this pandemic. Local elected officials, you deserve a special thanks.
Wait, Biden won? Oh yeah, look at that. He did, didn't he? Oh shit. And Donald Trump lost. Huh. Wow.
From the entire nation. And to my campaign team and all the volunteers and all who gave so much of themselves to make this moment possible, I owe you. I owe you. I owe you everything. And to all those who supported us, I'm proud of the campaign we built and ran. I'm proud of the coalition we put together. The broadest and most diverse coalition in history.
Hell yeah.
Democrats, Republicans, Independents, Progressives,
Let's do it.
Moderates, Conservatives, young, old, urban, suburban, rural,
Sure.
gay, straight, transgender, white, Latino, Asian.
Have you ever heard a political... Look. Again. He just said transgender people in a positive way as a person who won the presidency. Guys, that's so good. The Joe Biden win bits kill me too. It's just so good. Again, just normalization is such a good step. Baden by Zoo gifted 2 to Otterpod and Okp. Thanks so much, Okp. Notice he's talking about all these people other than himself. It's amazing. The president really did say trans rights, guys. I want to run that back for you just a second. Let me give you a little bit of that back, just so you can listen. Just so you can listen one more time. Because, I mean, it's good lib shit, man.
Coalition we put together. The broadest and most diverse coalition in history. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, Progressives, Moderates, Conservatives, young, old, urban, suburban, rural, gay, straight, transgender, white, Latino, Asian, Native American. I mean it, especially those moments, and especially those moments when this campaign was at its lowest ebb. The African-American community stood up again for me.
Hell yeah.
You've always had my back, and I'll have yours.
Shout out to the black community.
I said at the outset,
Of course,
I wanted to represent this campaign to represent and look
saving
like
America from itself.
We've done that. Now that's what I want the administration to look like and act like. For all those of you who voted for President Trump, I understand the disappointment tonight. I've lost a couple times myself, but now...
Look, there's a lot of us who are like, fuck Trump supporters. I may be one of them, allegedly. However, if I was president, I'm not going to lie to you, chat. You might in 2024, 2028, whenever I become president, okay, you might have to hear me say something very similar to this. Because as a president, it's important that you don't alienate half the country. You need it. You need it. This is not the way I would say it, but it's his job at this point. You gotta. It's his thing. He has to. How I would probably deliver this is a little bit different. I like that line just now. Hey, Trump supporters, if you're feeling it tonight, I get it. I've lost a couple times myself. That's charming, self-deprecating. It helps sort of ease the tension there. Not that any Republicans fucking listening with their ears. But I think the way to say it is, hey, Donald Trump and I have a lot of things that we disagree about. And that's not, and they're not little things. They're big things. They're not usually things that you can necessarily reconcile down the middle. There's no reconciling between a transgender person's right to serve in our military, for instance. There's no middle ground between the right of a citizen of America to have access to health care or to go to prison for nonviolent drug offenses that are outdated and draconian. There's not a lot of middle ground here. However, the one thing I think that Trump supporters who didn't support me, okay, this is my pitch. Here it goes. Without making them feel like shit, this is how you do it. Tucker Terry, thanks so much for gifting a sub, or continuing your gift subs from Slow Dog. You gotta say, the one thing that I think that Trump supporters and supporters of myself can agree on, they wanted to win for the same reason. Both wanted to win for the same reason. And then you say, because both of you love America and you love what it stands for, and suck on that patriotism teat for a second. Let it linger. Let it linger in the air. And I love America so much that I want to make sure that every American has access to blah, 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 blah. And then you go on and you suck the lefty teat. Boom! You crushed them. You crushed them. They can't disagree with you. They can't disagree with you. Telling you. I got this politics thing down. Also, nationalism is dog shit. But, we don't say that out loud,
Let's give each
Will you be hugging the flag? Fuck no.
other a chance.
But definitely fuck Trump. Notice how I didn't add Trump into the group of people that loved America, for the record. I did that on purpose. I said Trump supporters and supporters of myself and myself. Let's toss that out there.
It's time to put away the harsh rhetoric, lower the temperature.
Black Rabbit, thanks for gifting one to Fullmare.
Again, listen to each other again. And to make progress, we have to stop treating our opponents as our enemies. They are not our enemies. They are Americans.
Okay, you won't hear me saying this shit. Again, he's kind of got to thread the needle here, and I believe he believes this because he's a lib. Okay, this is the part I want to talk about specifically. Excuse me. This kind of olive branch stuff you kind of got to do as a president. Like, again, in my acceptance speech as president, when it happens, of course, when it happens, I would say, or I will say, specifically stuff like, whatever the opposition may be, we're gonna have to work together to make the world better. What I would like to do, instead of saying like we gotta reach across to Republicans or whatever, what I'd rather hear is like, I know I got some Republican colleagues that disagree with me about X, Y, or Z. But let me be the first to tell you that I am honored to be able to have this seat as the presidency, because I would love to spend the next 4 years convincing them that we're right about this, that we're right about climate change, that we're right about healthcare, that we're right about housing, UBI, whatever the fuck we're talking about. We're right about drug wars. We're right about this. I'd love to spend the time convincing them. And I believe that if they are reasonable people, and if they are willing to put down I'd probably say this, if they're willing to set aside the bullshit, you know, the red versus blue stuff, if they're willing to sit down and listen, I'm willing to sit down too. I think that'd be fun. I mean, I am interested in that. That's something I look forward to. And plus, I would win. It's a corn wizard spell thing, but
Americans. The Bible tells us, to everything there is a season, a time to build, a time to reap, and a time to sow, and a time to heal. This is the time to heal in America.
see, Cold Stare, it already worked on you. I didn't forgive shit. It just sounded like I did. See, Cold Stare? I didn't give them a fucking thing, and it sounded like I forgave them. No, I didn't fucking forgive them. Fuck those Nazi pieces of shit. Are you kidding me? I didn't even have a speechwriter wrote that. I just thought of it myself 2 seconds ago. That's what I'm saying. All you gotta do is you just gotta say the right words in the right sequence. Understand what makes these people tick. Hans Christian Teat Fanters.
Now this campaign
Thanks for
is
following.
over. What is the will of the people?
Yeah,
what is
he's
our
Catholic.
mandate? I believe it's this. Americans have called upon us to marshal the forces of decency, the forces of fairness, to marshal the forces of science, and the forces of hope in the great battles of our time. The battle to control the virus, the battle to build prosperity, the battle to secure your family's health care, the battle to achieve racial justice and root out systemic racism in this country, and the battle to save our planet by getting climate under control, the battle to restore decency, defend democracy, and give everybody in this country a fair shot. That's all they're asking for, a fair shot. Folks, our work begins with getting COVID under control. We cannot repair the economy, restore our vitality, or relish life's most precious moments, hugging our grandchildren, our children, our birthdays, weddings, graduations, all the moments that matter most to us until we get it under control. On Monday, I will name a group of leading scientists and
Meme
experts
reviewer, thanks for getting one to
transition
Simps
advisors
Ahoy.
to help
Appreciate it.
take the Biden-Harris COVID plan and convert it into an action blueprint that will start on January the 20th, 2021.
Oh my God. An actual action report in response to COVID on January 20th? Oh, so much coom.
That plan will be built on bedrock science.
Science?
It will be constructed out of compassion, empathy, and concern.
Empathy? Oh,
I will
Jesus.
spare no effort, none, or any commitment.
Are we talking about policy and science while understanding the human condition? What the fuck?
To turn around this pandemic. Folks, I'm a proud Democrat,
Boo.
but I will govern as an American president.
I'm fine with that.
I'll work as hard for those who didn't vote for me as those who did. Let this grim era
Tap
of
it in the room.
demonization in America begin to end here and now. The refusal of Democrats and Republicans to cooperate with one another It's not
Meme
some
reviewer, thanks for
mysterious
getting one to
force
Bad
beyond
DeVito.
our control. It's a decision, a choice we make. And if we can decide not to cooperate, then we can decide to cooperate. And I believe that this is part of the mandate given to us from the American people. They want us to cooperate in their interest. And that's the choice I'll make. And I'll call on Congress, Democrats and Republicans alike, to make that choice with me.
Turning into a plan being implemented on an actual date? What is this madness? Has he said founding fathers in this speech? I don't think so.
The American story is about slow yet steadily widening the opportunities in America. And make no mistake, too many dreams have been deferred for too long. We must make the promise of the country real for everybody, no matter their race, their ethnicity, their faith, their identity, or their disability.
Woo! Shout out to disabled people, too. New to Twitch, been a big fan since the Bible Reload days. Love the outfit. Thanks. I'm a corn wizard today. I've got a corn. It's all bunched up. Here. We'll unbunch it. There we go. We got a corn suit and a wizard. I'm a corn wizard. Capricorn Dabra. Flower Girl, thanks for giving one to Hans Christian Tietventers. First timer. It's very rare that someone says, hey, I'm new. I've never been here before. Very excited. Been a fan for a long time. It's very rare that that person gets out of here without a sub. So thank you very much, Flower Girl, for doing the Lord's work.
Folks, America has always been shaped by inflection points, by moments in time where we've made hard decisions about who we are and what we want to be.
Sure.
Lincoln in 1860, coming to save the Union. FDR in 1932, promising a beleaguered country a new deal.
Not yet, Mocha Queen.
JFK in 1960, pledging a new frontier. And 12 years ago, when Barack Obama made history, he told us, yes, we can.
He did mention Barack Obama this time, though.
Well, folks,
Is he going to build the beautiful, glorious wall fence?
we
No.
stand at an inflection point. We have an opportunity to defeat despair, to build a nation of prosperity and purpose. We can do it.
See, the
I know we
BBC.
can.
Wait, the BBC tried to ask Biden a question, then he just goes, "The BBC, I'm Irish," and Nigel Farage angered. I did not see that. Can you find a clip?
I've long talked about the battle for the
Biden
soul
accidentally
of
based?
America. We must restore the soul of America. Our nation is shaped by the constant battle between our better angels and our darkest impulses. And what presidents say in this battle matters. It's time for our better angels to prevail. Tonight, the whole world is watching America. And I believe at our best, America is a beacon for the globe. We will lead not only by the example of our power, but by the power of our example.
That's a good fucking line. Not by the power of the example of our power, but by the power of our example. That's a good fucking line. That speechwriter wrote the fuck out of that. Who's that from? What's that? Is that originally quoted to somebody else? That's a good one. Okay, so check this out. This is Joe Biden.
Mr. Biden, a quick word for the BBC.
The BBC, I'm Irish.
Mr. Biden, a quick word for the BBC.
The BBC, I'm Irish.
Mr. Biden, a quick word for the BBC.
I didn't see this.
The BBC, I'm Irish.
That's fucking funny. I like that. I fucking like that.
I've always believed, many of you heard me say it, I've always believed we can define America in one word: possibilities. That, in America, everyone should be given an opportunity to go as far as their dreams and God-given ability will take them. You see, I believe in the possibilities of this country. We're always looking ahead to an America that's freer and more just, ahead to an America that creates jobs with dignity and respect, Ahead of America that cures diseases like cancers and Alzheimer's. Ahead to an America that never leaves anyone behind. Ahead of America that never gives up, never gives in. This is a great nation. It's always been a bad bet to bet against America. We're good people. This is the United States of America. And there's never been anything we've been not able to do when we've done it together. Folks, in the last days of the campaign, I began thinking about a hymn that means a lot to me and my family, particularly my deceased son, Bo. It captures the
Mildly
faith
rebellious mint.
that
Thanks for
sustains
following.
me, and which I believe sustains America. And I hope it can provide some comfort and solace to 230,000 Americans.
230 million thousand.
Virus
Hell
this
yeah.
year. My heart goes out to each and every one of you. Hopefully this hymn gives you solace as well. And it goes like this. And he will raise you up on eagle's wings, bear you on the breath of dawn, and make you to shine like the sun, and hold you in the palm of his hand. And now together,
Miss me with that
on
religious
eagle's
stuff.
wings, we embark on the work that God and history have called upon us to do. With full hearts and steady hands, with faith in America and in each other, with love of country, a thirst for justice. Let us be the nation that we know we can be. A nation united, a nation strengthened, a nation healed. The United States of America, ladies and gentlemen, there's never been anything we've tried we've not been able to do. So remember, as our grandpapa used to say when I walked out of his home when I was a kid up in Scranton, he said, "Joey, keep the faith." And our grandmother, when she was alive, she yelled, "No, Joey, spread it. Spread the faith. God love you all. May God bless America, and may God protect our troops." Thank you, thank you, thank you.
He didn't say one racist thing the whole time. What the fuck is that about? Oh. I know some people are calling his speech lib shit, but let's not pretend that Bernie wouldn't have had a very similar speech aside from the specific policy proposals. I agree. Bernie would have had a very similar response. He probably would have talked about billionaires in Wall Street a couple times, though. Would have talked about health care. Like, he would have said the same speech he says all the time, to be totally honest. Let's not pretend that Bernie Sanders' speeches ever get particularly interesting. You know what I'm saying? I still love the guy. I think he's great. And he might have a cabinet position, for the record. Just tossing that out there.